Tidmouth Container Terminal was now in good working order. It had proven to be very successful, as most of the harbours on Sodor weren't built in mind for these massive containers. The shipping containers were considered to be very efficient, as they could be easily loaded and unloaded from ships, trucks and lorries. For this reason, the Northwestern Railway ended up getting more and more goods contracts, and Mary and Kirby would be seen pulling large container trains to and from the mainland every day. There was one problem, however. The container terminal needed a decent shunter. However, no engines could be spared permanently. While Tidmouth Harbour did have its own fleet of shunters, they were considered to be too old or too small. As a result, the engines from Knapford Yard would either be sent to work there temporarily, or Mary and Kirby would have to do the shunting themselves. One day, Mary arrived in the yards to find a very tired dark green tank engine sitting on a siding. "What's the matter, John?" John was the oldest engine who worked at Tidmouth Harbour, a cheeky yet friendly old engine who was always willing to help out the younger engines. "I've been shunting here all day. The shunters at Knapford Yards were too busy, so I had to do all the work. I'll tell you, Mary, I'm not as young as I used to be." Mary frowned. She felt sorry for John. "I wish there was something I could do to help." "Don't worry, Mary. After all, things may get better. Anyways, let me shunt those trucks for you." "No thank you, John. I'll do it myself. You get some rest." "Ah, you're a good kid. Thank you." "I wish there was a way I could help." "I'm sure the Fat Controller's working on it. Let's just hope things get better." The Fat Controller was working on it. He knew of the problems that were being caused, and he was looking into finding a way to resolve the situation. "I think getting another engine to run the container terminal would be the best idea. It means all the other engines won't need to be changed around to make a new timetable fit. The only question is, where can I find one?" After looking around to try and find a new engine, the Fat Controller came across a Class 08. The freight company she worked for had been looking to replace her with a stronger shunter. Her name was Lola. "If you come to my railway, will you work hard?" "Of course I will, sir. I'm a very hard-working engine." "That's what I like to hear. You can come into my office, sir, so we can discuss payment." "Thank you. I think I shall." Soon it was all arranged, and Lola arrived on Sodor a few days later. The Fat Controller introduced her to Mary and Kirby. "Mary, Kirby, this is Lola. She's the new shunter working here, so you can expect to see a lot of her." "Hi." "Welcome! It's nice to meet you. I'm Mary. I'm new here too. So's Kirby." "Thank you, Mary. I'm sure I will enjoy working here too." Lola got to work in the container yard. She was a very hard worker and put a lot of care into her work. John, who was shunting a smaller train nearby, saw everything. He was very impressed by the diesel's work. "I can tell that we're in good hands. Keep up, darling. You're doing well." "Thank you, sir?" However, there were sometimes problems. "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Steady!" "Oh, sorry." "Kirby, your train's ready." "But I'm not Kirby, I'm Mary." "Oh, there he is." "Kirby, come on, you've got to go." "Oh, do you expect me to go anywhere? I can't move without an engine." "Oh, sorry." While these may have been minor incidents, worse was to come. "You silly great engine!" I didn't see it. I'm sorry." John had seen the event. He was worried about Lola. That evening, he talked to her in the sheds to try and see what was wrong. "What's the matter, darling?" "Well, when you're working well, you're doing a good job. But sometimes you have these unexpected blips. And after today's incident, well, is there a reason for that?" It's silly." "Nonsense. Tell me what's up. No, laugh."
Well,
I struggle to see things correctly sometimes. I don't know why. I always have. Most people just think I'm clumsy. I see. Well, you can talk to the Fat Controller about this. I'm sure he can do something about it. Don't. I don't want him to think I'm silly. I'm sure he will understand. You're not the first engine to have this issue. I've met several engines in my time. No. Let's just leave it, please. Well, okay. If you say so. But John was still worried, and decided that he wouldn't leave it at that. He decided he would tell the Fat Controller next time he saw him. The next day, Lola had gotten 2 container trains ready. One was for Mary, and the other was for Kirby. Mary was due out first, and Kirby would leave a few minutes after. However, Lola made a similar mistake, much like the one she had done a few days ago. Hey, your train's ready. Kirby was a little confused, but decided not to say anything. He went to fetch his train. Stop! You're not ready! Huh? Mary's due out first, not you! Oh, for God's sake! Whoopsies! The incident caused several delays. Mary was late starting off with her train, making Kirby late with his. He was rather annoyed about it. That's exactly what I need. Thanks to that old batty Shunter, I'm going to be late. Don't be so horrid. It's not Lola's fault. Puh, beat it, Gramps. John rolled his eyes and went back to work. Kirby started off giving his trucks a bump in annoyance. This bump proved to be a bad idea. The line leaving the container yard went slowly uphill. It was not very steep, but a train could still become a runaway, which is exactly what happened today. Kirby bumping the trucks had made the coupling loose, and his angsty strop made him roll roughly. It was only a matter of time before... Snap! What the... Oh cool, look, we broke away. Ugh, no! Unfortunately, yes. The container trucks rattled faster and faster down the line, heading back towards the container terminal. Lola was sitting on a siding, feeling very sorry for herself. Suddenly, she heard the sounds of wheels rolling on the rails. She looked up, only to see 4 large container wagons heading straight for the yards. Lola knew there could be an accident, so she darted forward. Ow! Lola went right through the harbour. Her brakes shrieked. The trucks pushed her forwards. She was heading towards the end of the quay. Stop those trucks now! Lola had done it. She'd prevented the trucks from having a nasty accident. The Fat Controller was soon on the scene. He was very pleased and congratulated Lola for her efforts. Lola had never felt more proud. John was waiting for her as she came back into the port. He decided to speak up now. Sir? Yes? Me and Lola were having a chat last night, and... Oh, John, you don't have to say it. Say what? Lola was telling me she has trouble with her sight. The Fat Controller stared. Lola felt very embarrassed. She was not sure what he was going to say. What do you mean? I mean, through all my life, I've not been able to see. My vision has always been very blurry. Everyone thinks I'm clumsy, but I'm not, sir. She's a hard worker, sir. She deserves help. I understand, Lola. You're not the only engine to have this problem. Why, one of the waste dump engines needs to wear glasses. Well, it is rare for an engine to need something like that. Things can be done to help. Lola was surprised. She had never met another engine that had the same problem as her before. You will need to put up with it for the next few days, but I'm sure we can do something that all works. Thank you, sir. I don't know what to say. You're very welcome, Lola. I'm sure soon enough, your problems will be gone. Told you we would understand. Oh, thank you, John. I would have never have told him without your help. You're a good sport, Lola. Trust me. Old engines like me know best. The 2 friends laughed. Lola carried on working in the container yard for the next few days. Then, one day, she went to the diesel works, and when she returned, she looked exactly the same. Hello, Lola. Good morning, Mary. I thought you were getting your eyes fixed or something. Yeah, you look the same. Could they not help after all? Oh no, they did help me. How? Contact lenses. The Fat Controller had them made for me. I believe I'm the first engine to get them. That's so cool. I've never heard of an engine with contacts before. It's first time for everything, Kirby, my boy. Lola, welcome back. Thank you, John. Good to be back. I can finally see what you look like now. I'm a fine sight, aren't I? Indeed, indeed. Now, I can do my work properly and not get confused. So don't worry about a thing, Mary. What? Ugh! Oh, I like that engine. She's a good engine, she is. Cheer up, Kirby. Don't take it to heart. This railway is so annoying. I still don't get it.